So this week we're going from the 2-week units to the 3-week units. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that. So instead of having, as we did before, critical thinking 2 weeks, we're going to a little bit of a longer essay and 3 weeks. So the first one is writing the persuasive essay. And before we gave you kind of some different topics you could choose, this week you're going to pick your own topic. And as we said, don't pick something that's really ambiguous or really big, but pick something that's personal to you and that you can write about. So first off, the writing assignment, you'll have a preparatory outline and an assignment. So we're going to show you a little bit about that. So here's the writing assignment, and as we said, it's going to be 2 to 3 pages instead of 1 to 2. You will identify a problem and propose a solution, or take a stance on a controversial issue. And in this paper, you must convince your reader that the issue is truly a matter of concern. If you're proposing a solution to a problem, you must sell your solution as best. If you're simply taking a stand on an issue, you must provide clear reasons and examples to support your position. You are not required to do formal research or include secondary sources for this assignment, but if you do choose to include a quotation, I'm also going to say summary or paraphrase, however, watch the video on using quotations. So you don't have to use outside resources, but you can. And again, think back to GS 120 about how you can pick reliable resources in that way. So it goes over all these things that you've seen before, the formatting, examples, the rubric, some tips, and then it gets to what you're doing this week, which is an outline. It's an explanatory outline, so instead of just putting down the different points that you have, you're actually going to talk about what you're going to do in your paper, what your purpose is. And this is usually a little bit more effective than just an outline because I know what you're thinking and where you're headed. So first off, you start with your thesis. And you'll notice words like I will do, those kind of things. You can use, as I said, letters, you can do bullet points, you can do whatever you want. And also you'll notice on my notes that I've included an example too that has some kind of generic ideas of how to put together this. So let me just see real fast. Alright, so here you have some example, and this talks about you should have a thesis, somebody should do something, or this should be this way, right? So this is where you put in your own information. And you can use this outline, but again, make sure it's very specific and that you're not just being generic. So not just I will give background, interesting information, startling facts. Be specific and say, I'm going to talk about my experience with this, right? And I'm going to start with the current condition or current policy, for example, of voluntary voting, showing why it's ineffective and why everyone should be required to vote because of this, this, and this. So that's something that you want to do. Now the outline is due Saturday, but one thing I want you to be very cautious of or conscious of is that the next draft is due Wednesday after. So you don't have a lot of time between the outline and the first draft. It says it should be submitted by Wednesday. So that means that after you do your outline, you need to start drafting and not just leave the outline because otherwise you won't be as effective. So make sure as soon as you are finished and you've really decided what your subject is and you've done the outline, then you start drafting. Some people like to just start writing, and you can even just do your outline from that the other way around. So Wednesday, and then you'll see next week, the 9th, that it's a little bit different. So you have Saturday, the outline, Wednesday, the first draft, but we're going to give you lots of time in between, although you are going to want to hopefully be improving between the time and you turn in your paper. You're not going to have to turn it in until next Saturday. So you'll see under writing assignments, the final draft is due by Saturday. So first week, Saturday, second week, Wednesday, the next week, Saturday. So you actually have a week and a half. That means you really need to not waste that time but use it to take the suggestions that people have given you to add or subtract different things, to edit really, really well, and make sure that your paper is really clear. So let me know if you have any questions.